First, a quick midterm refresher. The presidency, not in play. A third of the Senate, in play. The House, 100% in play. Plus 36 state governorships up for grabs. And here's how it's shaking down for the Democrats.
It looks like they will lose control of the House. The control of the Senate, though, is still very much a coin flip with just a few races outstanding.
Bad news for the Biden administration.
It basically means that his legislative agenda grinds to a halt. That probably means an end to any sort of significant action on issues like the climate crisis.
But it was expected to be worse.
While the press and the pundits are predicting a giant red wave, it didn't happen.
Perhaps a pink trickle. They should really have that checked out.
As for why,
nothing has been more of a sea change than stripping away the fundamental right of letting women control their own bodies. And I think that really crystallized for millions of voters.
They can't imagine their daughters and granddaughters living in a world without this right.
In other words,
these women just went crazy.
Mate, unfortunate phrasing aside, it's all bad news for Donald Trump, who was hoping to ride the red wave all the way to the 2024 presidency.
We're winning big, big, big in the Republican Party for the nomination like nobody's ever seen before.
Instead, the Donald's endorsement became a kiss of death.
I know it was you, Fredo.
The celebrity doctors and conspiracy theorists alike. Trump's attempts to overturn the last election fresh in the minds of many.
You know, last time Republicans took control of the House, they were hitting police with flagpoles and pooping in it.
These radical candidates have indicted the Republican Party.
But while Trump might be on the rocks, Trumpism is alive and well.
I believe that it's clear that Governor Ron DeSantis is the new leader of the GOP.
Florida's anti-immigrant, anti-lockdown, anti-woke governor Ron DeSantis romping to a resounding win.
We will never, ever surrender to the woke mob. Florida is where woke goes to die.
The secret to his success? Trump-style policies, but without all the Trump-style crazy.
For a lot of voters, Ron DeSantis represents a lot of the pros of a Trump presidency without some of the baggage people feel compelled to explain or defend around the dinner table to their friends and family.
DeSantis is kind of corny, but I think he's kind of the Luke Skywalker of politicians.
So could this mean the end of Darth Donald?
Wow.
Sorry for that image.
Yeah. I don't think it's the end of Daft Donald. I do have a thought, though, which is that if he doesn't make it in the United States, he could come to the UK, because we're doing prime ministers on a 5-minute rota at the moment. Yeah, in fact, the reason I came to Australia, I was very worried I was next. I didn't have any policies at all. But I honestly think Trump has made a horrible mistake, and the Republicans have made a mistake by being so anti-abortion. I think this has been the issue that has made women from all sides of the political divide say, you're not having this argument over my body. So my suspicion is that the Republicans have headed down the wrong path on this one.
So do you think he will still declare? Because he's certainly doing a lot of very, very, very big hints.
He is doing very big hints, and he can't resist, can he? It depends on how many of the other Republicans are going to whisper in his ear and say, you have to listen. Mind you, listening, not his strong suit.
And does whispering even work with Donald Trump?
No, I mean, that toddler man-child never really not going to be a big listener, is he?
But that's why DeSantis is interesting, right? So a thumping win in Florida, which is not insignificant, because he does stand for a lot of the things that Trump stands for. But what's fascinating is a lot of the sort of Trump-aligned candidates on the question of the stolen election, so what do you call them, election deniers, I guess, they got wiped. And so I wonder if that's the moment now. Like, do you think the Republican Party can now say, we'll leave that bit behind?
I mean, you have to hope so. You have to hope so for the health of the Republican Party and for what Biden said, which is the health of democracy. And we all have to pay attention to that around the world. You know, are you going to be a person who says, I voted and it was fair? Or are you going to be a person who's always going to say, if it doesn't go my way, then it didn't work out? That has dangerous repercussions. Make no mistake, for the rest of the world. We all have to pay attention to that. Disinformation is the biggest enemy here, I think, whichever political party you're in favour of.
I think that's true.